Welcome back to Hollywood as we continue our interview competition with 5 more outstanding young women. And our 6th semifinalist is Miss Bolivia, Rosario Ricotoro. She's 17 years of age, a recent high school graduate, soon to begin university. Rosario, you've asked to have an interpreter standing by. We'll ask just in case. Please join us again. You're very precise, but I don't think you're going to work on this one. You said in your biography that you wanted to become the Minister of Education in your country. What would you change?
Well, I would change this education system. That means I lived 3 years in the United States, and I went to a public school. And when I got back to Bolivia, I saw the difference, even being a private school. So I wanted to change that, to be a private school in Bolivia as a public school is in the United States, you see. So children can graduate and face life, because in Bolivia, the elementary education, I think, needs a new change.
Very good. Thank you very much. Will you hold for just one moment while the judges give you a score? Thank you, Miss Bolivia. If you'd step over there for a moment. Our next candidate is coming up. Here's Miss Czechoslovakia, Jana Hrankova. She's 23 years of age. She's a medical student. We will need our interpreter here this time. You have noticed many dramatic changes in your country in the past year. What is next? You are okay?
I hope that the next will be changes of economy, because it's very important. But everybody in my country are just very happy that was so good changes. Everybody loves our Mr. President Václav Havel and the new government.
You are studying, pardon me? You are studying to be a doctor. Your mother is a doctor?
Yes, my mother is doctor too.
Will these changes affect you?
Oh, I don't know.
You were going to say something about your mother?
Something about my mother?
What does she is a specialist?
My mother is a gynecologist.
You're following in her footsteps. Thank you very much. Please stand by. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Miss Czechoslovakia. Miss Venezuela, Andrena Gertz is 20 years of age, a university student from Caracas. Again, we'll have our interpreter stand by, but I know she's never going to. You really don't want this woman here, do you?
No, I don't need it.
You may go home. You have a special interest in environmental causes. Tell us about it.
Yes, I've always been interested in it, and I think we all should be interested in environmental causes. We all should take care of our world, and let's give nature a chance.
You are studying to be an industrial engineer. What is industry's responsibility to the environment?
Well, most of the pollution is made by industries, and I think an industrial engineer should take care of it and try to somehow solve it. So that's what I'd like to do.
Thank you very much. Please wait for our judges to give you a score. Miss Venezuela, if you will, please step over there with the other women. Next is Miss USA, Carol Gist. She's 20 years of age from Detroit. She's studying hotel management. Carol, since you were crowned, do your family and friends treat you any differently?
No, as a matter of fact, one of the positive things that I've seen as a result of winning is my family coming closer together, and I'm happy to be the cause of that.
I have seen interviews with you all over the media. Do you have any feeling that there is anything they shouldn't ask you?
Well, I realize that now that I'm in the spotlight and I should be a role model, and if there are questions that they feel they should ask that will help me to be a role model for the young people, I feel they should go ahead and ask them.
Right, let me lighten up a little bit. You said somewhere when if you got married, you'd want your husband to take your last name. Is this true? Now, there are just 600 million people watching. Let's get this out in the open.
Well, I'm proud of my last name, the Gist name, and I would like to be able to carry it on.
All right, thank you very much. Stand by, please. Thank you, Miss USA, if you join the others. Here is Miss Norway, Mona Groot, who's a professional model. She just turned 19 while she was here in Los Angeles. Happy birthday. I guess everybody knows, Mona, that modeling eventually stops. It comes to an end. What will you do when it does?
Then I will study and be a nurse, because I would like to work with the poor children in, for example, Africa.
Why would you want to go to a third country?
Because I feel that in Norway we have a lot of nurses, and I can feel that I can do something helpful in Africa to help the poor children.
We have talked about changes happening all over the world. How will your life differ from the life of your mother?
What do you mean?
Your mother lived in another age. Things have changed. Will your life be different?
Yes, I think so, because the woman today has the opportunity to get more education and to work and get the same pay as men, and my mother didn't get that.
Thank you very much. Please stand by for a moment. Judges will score. Thank you very much, Miss Norway. Thank you, ladies. You were all great. Thank you.
Okay, why don't we bring up the official results from the interview competition now. As we turn to the monitor, you can see Miss Norway is leading. By the way, she was also ahead in our preliminary competition. She continues to perform very strongly. Miss Columbia in second place. Carol Gist, we knew she would do well. She is in third place. And you can see how the other girls stacked up in the interview competition. Interesting, we did say that we thought Carol would do well, and she's in the top three. Tough question about the last name, and I think she really pulled that off.
I wasn't surprised to see that she wasn't thrown by that. However, I think that we must remember Bolivia did extremely well. She's only 17 years of age.
It's hard to believe when you see these girls to remember they are quite young. To have them answer the questions in our language, realizing that for many of those in that group it was not their native tongue, I think that gives them extra credit for performing very well.
I do indeed. I think it's actually a bit of a detriment if the girl tries to answer the question not in her own language. There is somebody to help her translate, and to be able to communicate clearly, she should use the translator. It's more effective.
Good, strong group of 10 interviews. Remember, though, this is only the first of 3 competitions which carry equal weight in the scoring tonight. One of the fun things, I think, for us to watch with the pageant this week has been all the new friendships that have been forming among the contestants. Something quite extraordinary has been happening between Miss Soviet Union and Miss Israel. Tell us about it, Margaret.
Well, we wondered if they'd get along because Miss Israel was born in the Soviet Union and immigrated to Israel. But it turns out they're both Latvian, and they discovered that they were born in the same town, in the same hospital, just 5 days apart. Miss Israel has been translating Latvian to English for the Soviet contender throughout the pageant. And Lisa, they've actually become firm friends.
Yeah, well, we'll see. That'll work until they fall for the same guy.
I'd like to hear that translation.
Can you imagine? What did he say? He said he likes me best.
Sure.
When we come back, we'll have a sensational Hollywood musical number from the contestants. And then, yes, the swimsuits are coming up right after this word from Ultra.